What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today on this video we'll be doing the last question of this question paper, which is question 5. So this question paper consists of only 5 questions, guys. We've already done question 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this video here we're going to be dealing with question 5 of this question paper. Now this question paper here is for mathematics and 4, and it was written 28 March 2018. Now the time allocated for this question paper, it was 3 hours. So guys, if you haven't watched those questions, your question 1, 2, 3, 4 on this question paper, I would advise you to go and watch them on the playlist. I'll show you guys the playlist. The playlist is here on top here. Go and watch them here on this playlist, and then you can watch them in a sequence order. You can watch them randomly. It's fine. It doesn't affect the understanding. It's a matter of solving the question paper. Alright guys, so let's go to question 5 and let's solve the problems. So let me just scroll here. Now this is question 4. We have to jump and only show question 5, right? All right, let me adjust. So this is question 5. Now let's start with question 5.1. So question 5.1 is, you can see here, they want you to solve for theta if you are given the following expression here. We have cosec open bracket 2 theta minus 70 close bracket is equal to sec theta over 2 plus 10 degrees close bracket. Now they even give you a domain here. They say the domain should be 0 to 90. So basically theta should be greater than 0 or equal to 0, or less than 90 or equal to 90. So that is the domain, meaning now that is actually 90, the first quadrant, guys. If theta should be less than it should be greater than 0 or equal to 0, or less than 90 or equal to 90. So it's supposed to belong somewhere here. So whatever the answer that you're going to get should be within this quadrant, which is the first quadrant. All right, so let's continue. Now when you look at 5.1 there, let me rewrite it so that you can be able to solve it nicely. We have cosec, inside there we have 2 theta, we have 2 theta minus 70 degrees. Okay, so this is equal to sec, and then inside the bracket we have half theta, or theta divided by 2 plus 10 degrees. Right, so the domain here is here. I can't write it here. I hope you can be able to see. Let me just highlight it with a red color and underline it. Right, so that is your domain. Now guys, it's time for us to solve this. In order for you to solve this, guys, you need to know the co-ratio rule. Let's look on our left hand side and right hand side. Look, on our left hand side we have cosec, the trigonometric ratio, and on our right hand side we have sec. These are co-ratios, guys. These are co-ratios. So we must change one of them to be like the other. You can choose to change cosec, or you can choose to change sec. So the best way of doing this, remember this is an angle. All of this is an angle inside the bracket. These are just angles. So the best way of doing this, I prefer to change cosec, but you can also change sec. It's fine. So how do you do it? You use the co-ratio. Remember the co-ratio of sec x is what? It's gonna be cosec cosec x 90 minus x. Basically, that's a co-ratio of sec x. So in order for us to change this cosec to sec, we must introduce 90 as an angle here. So we must introduce 90 as an angle. So if you change this one, this is what you're gonna do. If you decide to do the other way around, which is gonna be cosec x, the co-ratio is the same as sec 90 minus x. Guys, I made videos about co-ratios. Let me just show you where you should go and learn about co-ratios, guys. Just in case you don't understand the co-ratios, there's a video on top there. Go and watch it so that you can understand what I'm doing here. Alright, but anyway, let's just continue, guys. Let's just continue. I will have to erase this. So we're gonna use the one underneath here, the cosec of the co-ratio of cosec. Okay, let me just do it here. So if we change this to its co-ratio, it's gonna be sec, and then remember 90. Now we have 90 minus, now we put everything inside the bracket there, 2 theta minus 70 degrees. Remember, you only change one trigonometric ratio, guys, and then the other one you leave it at that. So the other one is going to be cosec, and then you change nothing. Theta half plus 10 degrees. Then we close there. Hope you can able to understand that. Remember, if you don't understand, go watch the video there. Alright, so both sides we have sec and sec. Now we can drop this. Right? We can drop this. So let's drop this. So this is gonna be 90. Then we have to multiply by negative. So we're gonna have 2 theta plus 70 degrees. So here, when we drop the trigonometric ratio, we're gonna be left with half theta plus 10. Okay, now it's time for us to group all the angles together and the what is this, the theta together and the angle together, guys. So if we take this half theta, first of all, let's take this 2 theta this side, let's leave it here, and take this half theta this side. So we're going to have negative half theta, and then we continue there. And when we continue, let's say we take our 90 this side, transpose it, it's going to be negative 90, 70 also, it's going to be negative 70, okay, plus 10, okay, degrees. So these are just angles, guys. 90 and 70, they go that side. So if you add half 2 negative 2 theta minus half theta, you're gonna be having negative 5 theta divided by 2. And this side here, if you say negative 90 minus 70 plus 10, you're gonna be having negative 150 degrees. Remember, these are just angles. Now you cross multiply. Let's cross multiply with negative 2. If you cross multiply, you multiply by here negative 2 and you multiply by 1 there. Okay, that's what cross multiply is. Okay, that is we're gonna be left with 5 theta, and this is gonna be 300 degrees. So we divided by 5 here, divide by 5 there, and then theta is gonna give us 60 degrees. So this is your answer. Okay, this is your answer. Let me just go back here. Remember, the angle is supposed to be must be greater than 0 or equal to 0 or equal to 90 or less than 90 So 60, it does reach the requirement. It does fit in here. It's greater than 0 and it's less than 90. So this is our final answer, guys. 60 degrees. So it makes sense because this is only 3 marks. So this is not much of a problem. So guys, I hope you understood. If it so happened that I didn't understand, you can rewatch the video and see where you didn't understand this question. But let me explain here. Remember, we added by, someone can ask, why did we minus by 90? Why didn't we just use 180 or 360 or any other number? Now, first of all, you need to understand, you need to use the correlation rule. So the correlation rule is 270 and 90. And the reason why I use 90 instead of, the reason why I use 90 minus instead of 90 plus, you need to understand that, look at our cosec. Our cosec here is positive. So if you want to just change where cosec is positive, it's positive on the first quarter. So this represents first quarter. 90 minus is actually first quarter. So that's why we use 90 minus. Guys, but like I said, if you want to understand way much better, go to the video that I posted there and watch the correlation rule. Alright guys, so let's go and do the next question. Alright guys, let's continue. Now we have done 5.1. It's time for us to do 5.2. Okay, so this 5.2, they want you to prove that the left hand side is the same as the right hand side. Guys, as you can see, this question 5 is actually trigonometry. So you must know your trigonometry in order for you to solve this question 5. But don't worry, I made a lot of videos on trigonometry. I would recommend you to watch those videos just in case you forgot about some of the things. Alright, let's look at this, guys. So what we have here is this one here. Let me just highlight 5.2. So they want you to prove this side is the same as that side. Remember, whenever you prove, guys, you need to choose the side which is more complicated. In this case, the side that is more complicated is our right hand side. Right hand side is the one that is more complicated as compared to this. So I'm just gonna write the right hand side here. Remember, the left hand side is cos 2 theta. So let's do the right hand side here. Okay, let's take the right hand side. Okay, let me just rewrite it so that we can able to solve it nicely. So we have 1 minus tan squared theta. Okay, divide by, now this is gonna be something that is a bit long, divided by root, divided by 1 plus 2 tan squared theta plus tan to the power of 4 theta. Just write this 4, that's going to be positive. Okay, to the power of 4 theta. So this is what we have, guys. Right now, look, the numerator there, we can just leave it like that. Let's try to simplify this one here. Alright, so let's continue here. So the numerator, we have 1 minus tan squared theta. We are fine here. But the denominator, let's put it under the root. When you look at the denominator, guys, this is a more like a trinomial. We have less, but it's starting from the right going to the left. We have tan to the power of 4, which is the highest power, then we have the second term, which is tan to the power of 2, and we have a constant. So that is a trinomial. We can factorize this. So let's start with the 1. The factors of 1, when you multiply, they give you 1 into 1 and 1. Okay. Now the factors of tan to the power of 4 theta, when you multiply them, when you add them, remember this is addition, so we have addition inside the bracket there. When you add them, they give you 2. It's gonna be tan. Okay, let me just do this. We need space, guys. Okay, we need space to do this one, so I didn't anticipate that. Okay, all right, let's do it. So we say plus here, 1 plus, these are the factors of 1, so it's going to be tan theta squared, and another tan theta squared. Okay, I hope you can see tan theta squared, when you multiply them, they're going to give you tan to the power of 4 theta, but when you add them, they're going to give you 2 theta. So when you continue here, our numerator, it doesn't change, guys, to remain the same. We're going to have tan squared theta. We're going to have 1 minus tan squared theta divided by, now if you can see, this is repetition, so it's the same as 1 plus tan squared theta, and then everything squared. Remember, it's the same thing. This means the brackets are the same. Now with squared and square root there, we can able to have just create more space here, guys. I hope I'm audible, because I feel like I am not that audible. All right, let's continue. So yes, this is gonna be our, if we continue here, this is gonna be our, the root and the square, they're gonna divide each other, and then with the power of 1. So we're gonna be left with 1 on the numerator minus tan squared theta, now divide by 1 plus tan squared theta. Right, so this is what you're left with, guys. So with this one, now it's time for us to solve. Remember, this question here, it's about 6 marks. Okay, it's about 6 marks, so it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to solve it. Okay, but as long as we are paying attention to what we're doing here, if you come across this, you can do it within few minutes of time. All right, so we have the numerator 1 minus tan squared, the denominator 1 plus tan squared. So what we do here, I always try to rewrite this so that we can able to solve this one. The numerator is 1 minus tan squared, and then instead of writing this line here, rather write division here, which is 1 plus tan squared theta. So this is our denominator. Okay, now it's time for us to change our tan. Remember, tan is tan theta. You can use the quotient identity, the same as sine over cos theta. So we can use this quotient identity to change this one. So we can say sine squared theta divided by cos squared theta. And then we can say the following here. We do the same thing this side as well. Plus, and then we can say sine squared theta divided by cos squared theta. Right. All right, so let's continue, guys. I need more space. I'm gonna create more space. I hope you can follow through, guys. Hope you can follow through, because with this we must able to find more space. Okay, so we need, on this one here, we need to find the denominator, the common denominator here. So it's gonna be cos squared theta. Okay, this is 1 into, remember, divided by 1 into cos squared theta is going to be cos squared theta multiplied by 1. So we're going to have cos squared theta minus, and then cos squared theta into cos squared theta is 1 multiplied by sine. So this is going to be sine squared theta multiplied by sine squared theta. That is what we have. And then we divide this here. We do the same thing here as well on this side. So we're gonna, common denominator is still cos squared theta also on this side. So we say 1 into cos squared theta, and it's gonna give us cos squared theta multiplied by 1. So it's gonna be cos squared theta. But here we have plus, so we can say plus. So say cos squared theta into cos squared theta is 1 multiplied by sine squared theta. So it's going to give us sine squared theta. Alright, so now it's time for us to use the identities. This one here, if you continue, let's look at this. Cos squared theta minus sine squared theta. This is actually the double angle identity. So you can write it as cos 2 theta. Well, this is a double angle identity, guys. I hope you know. Just in case you don't know, there is a video here on top here. It's gonna pop up here on top. Go and watch that video about double angle identity. Okay. So we divide this by what? Cos squared theta. Alright, so here we're also going to do the same thing here. Now this one, these are square identity. Cos squared theta plus sine squared theta. This is a square identity. If you remember, cos squared theta plus sine squared theta, this is equal to 1. So we can say 1 here. We say 1, then divided by cos squared theta. Alright, now from here we can rewrite this as it is, cos 2 theta divided by cos squared theta. Now remember, we can multiply here, change this sign and make it multiplication. But when we change this sign to multiplication, don't forget that this here changes. The denominator becomes the numerator and the numerator becomes the denominator. So we're gonna have the numerator here, cos squared theta divided by 1. So since we have multiplication, cos squared theta and cos squared theta, they're gonna divide and they're gonna give you 1, and then we're gonna be multiplying that 1. We're gonna multiply that one with cos 2 theta. Now let's see if this is the same as the answer there. If you look at your, let me highlight here. If you look at your left hand side, so it's gonna be cos 2 theta, which is what we got here. Guys, this is how you basically do this one. At some point you needed to know your identities in order for you to solve this one. So you need to practice your identities, guys, in order for you to solve this one. Otherwise it will give you a serious challenge. Now let's move to the next question. Now guys, let's do the last question here, which is 5.3. So here they just want us to simplify the expression that you see there, so to be as simple as possible. So this is the last question on this paper, but I don't think it's the last question for question 5. So let's do it. 5.3. 5.3. So they want us to simplify the following. Let me just write it here. We have 1 minus cos 2x divided by tan x. Alright, so what you should do here, like I always do it, guys, it's better when you rewrite this and you have your denominator, your numerator like this, and then instead you divide by division sign instead of this line. You have tan, because you need to change this tan. Alright, now when it's like this is the same as that one. Okay, it's easier this way. Now let's start. So here we do have double angle identity. Again, you need to know your double angle identities, guys. Okay, so we're gonna have 1 minus, so we need to change this into one of the double angle identities. You can change it to any of the two, in fact, because cos is about 3, but rather go with the other 2. So I'm gonna change this into 2 cos x squared minus 1. Just actually, let's put the bracket there, guys. Okay, bracket is important. Just put the bracket there. I'm gonna change this into 2 cos squared x minus 1. Guys, this is one of the identities. So again, go here if you so happen that you don't understand where this is coming from, but this is one of the double angle identities. Go and watch that video here, and then we can change this tan to quotient identity. So remember, tan is the same as sine over, wait, what's happening here, over cos x, right? All right, so when it's like this, we just multiply by negative to remove this bracket. If we multiply by negative, remember we have 1 here, multiply by negative, we're going to have negative 2 cos squared x minus 1, or plus 1. Remember, we are multiplying by negative. It's going to be positive. That's going to be negative 2 cos squared x, and then negative multiplied by negative plus 1. So it's going to be like that. And then here we have the quotient ratio, the quotient identity, guys. It doesn't change. It's going to remain the same. Okay, cos x. All right, so let's continue. Now let's look at this. We have 1 and 1. This is gonna give us 2. So let's put it inside the bracket. It's gonna give us 2. And then what we have here, we have 2 cos squared x. Alright, and then we still divide, guys. Okay, I know this can be exhausting, can be time consuming, but I'm telling you guys, it's for your own understanding. Now here we take out the common factor. Let's take out the common factor. Our common factor here, as you can see, is 2. So we can say 2, and then we left with 1 minus cos squared x, right? And then divided by sine x over cos x. All right, now let's look at what is inside the bracket there. Let me just create more space while we're still looking. What is inside the bracket? Now let's look at let's look at what is inside the bracket there. If you look at what is inside the bracket, guys, this is an identity, guys. Remember our square identities? We have sine squared x plus cos squared x is equal to 1. Now, if we take this cos to the other side, it's gonna be, we're gonna left with sine squared x, and then we have 1 minus cos squared x. Do you guys see? Now this looks like that inside the bracket. Do you guys see? So meaning we can substitute inside what is inside the bracket with 2 sine squared x. So we have 2 sine squared x. And then from here we change the division here and make it multiplication. So we have what's going to happen when you change this division to multiplication? The cos become a numerator, and then the sine becomes a denominator. Sine x becomes a denominator. Now look, if we continue like this, let's keep on doing it. This sine x and that square, they're going to divide each other. Now we're only left with 2 sine x multiplied by cos x. Now this again is a double angle identity. Remember, go to this video, guys, on double angle identities, and you will see this. So this one is gonna be what? It's gonna be double angle identity for sine. So this is gonna be sine 2x. So that is your final answer. I hope you guys understand here this how we solve this one. It was not really that difficult. It's a matter of changing the identities, applying and using all the identities to simplify. Alright guys, I hope you understood. But if you so happen that you didn't understand, you can rewatch this and pay attention to identities as well. Now from here it's time for us to move to the next question. Alright guys, now it's time for us to do 5.4. So 5.4, here we have 5.4 here. So you are given the following expression. We are given tan A is equal to 15 over 20, and A is an acute angle. It's an acute angle. Now they want you to, without using a calculator, determine without using the use of the calculator the value of cos 1 over a over 2. So I hope you can able to see this. So here guys, we are not allowed to use a calculator. So without the use of a calculator, I want you to give us the value of this. Now they will see if you use a calculator, because there are steps that you're supposed to do to show that you didn't use a calculator. So we have to be very, very smart. Now let's see. Now we need to find, let's rewrite our time. We need to find our side. So we have tan is equal to 15 over 20. Now if we divide by what is this, by 5, if we divide the numerator by 5, we're gonna have 3, and then we divide the denominator by 5, it's gonna be 4. So we know that tan is opposite, which is y, over adjacent, which is x. We know that, right? So what is missing here? We need to find our r. So you can draw a triangle here. You can draw the Cartesian, what is it? Not the Cartesian plane, the cast diagram here. Or let's just say the Cartesian plane. Yes, let's draw our Cartesian plane here. I need this space. Let me draw it somewhere here, guys. Okay, because it's nothing big, it's nothing major here. It's nothing major. Nothing is not stable. Alright, so let's draw it here. So we have x this side and we have y this side. Look, your y is 3, so it's gonna be somewhere here at 3, positive 3, so this is gonna be 3. And then your x is 4, positive 4, so it's gonna be somewhere here. Let's just make it 4 here. So if you combine this, or where they intersect, they're gonna give you this one here. Okay, let me just try to draw a straight line, straight shape. Okay, so they're gonna give you this. So meaning we wanna have the following there. Okay, so we need to find our radius or our hypotenuse. So because this is gonna be a, by the way, this is a. I hope you can see. So our hypotenuse, we have to use the Pythagoras theorem. So we know that I squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. So r, we can say square root. What is our x squared? It's going to be 4 squared plus 3 squared. Okay, and then our final answer here is going to give us what? It's going to give us, this is going to be 16 plus 9 is going to give you 25. So the square root of 25 is going to give you 5. So that is your r. So that's your r. So this is going to be 5. I hope you guys can see this. Okay, now it's time for us to find this this one here. So this is a half angle, guys. This is a half angle. Cos, let me just close here. Half a. This is what we call half angle. Again, guys, half angles. Oh, but before I show you, I've made videos about half angles. I'm gonna show you where to watch those videos. So the formula for cos half angle is as follows. It's root or square root, then half, and then we have 1 plus cos a. There we go. Right? So we have to substitute them. Just in case you don't know where this is coming from, there is a video here explaining half angles, guys. Go and watch that video. We're explaining the half angle and deriving them. Okay, I hope you guys can be able to watch and understand them. Now basically this is a half angle for cos. So what you need to do here is just substitute here. So let's do it. Now inside the bracket here we have 1 over half minus, or close bracket, open bracket, plus, open bracket, then 1 plus. Now what is cos a? Cos a, remember, it's gonna be, let me just write it here. Cos a, remember, it's gonna be x over r. So what is our x in this case? Our x is 4. It's gonna be 4. It's gonna be 4 over, what is our r? 5. Remember that. So cos, it's adjacent, which is this side, over hypotenuse, which is this side of a. Okay, I hope you understand. So instead of writing cos a, you're gonna write 4 over 5. So this is gonna be 4 over 5. There we go. Then from here, it's time for us to solve this. Remember, they want us to solve without using a calculator. So guys, they can tell if you use the calculator. They will tell if you use the calculator. Okay, I know this is long for 3 marks, but I'm telling you, once you understand, it won't take that long. So what do we have inside here? We can even do it this way. Okay, what do we have inside the bracket there? We have half, and then we need to find the common denominator. So our common denominator here is 5. So 1 into 5 is 5 multiplied by 1, so it's going to give us 5. 5 or plus. And then 5 into 5 is 1 multiplied by 4, it's going to give us 4. Okay, let's just create another space, but we are done, guys. We are done. Okay, so we're going to have the following. Let me just drag the question down here. Okay, all right, so we will be having half here, right? And then let's see what do we have here. This is gonna be 9. 5 plus 4, that is 9, divided by 5. So yeah, this space now is not enough. Okay, let's create more space. Okay, we have enough space here on this app, so we cannot be stingy with space. We cannot be stingy with space, guys. Okay, all right, let's create space. There we go, there we go, there we go. We have half, and then here it's 5 plus 4 is going to be 9 divided by 5. There we go. So if you continue here, if you continue the root, if you say 1 multiplied by 9, you have 9, and then 2 multiplied by 5, you have 10. So your final answer here is going to be 3, because the square root of 9 is 3 divided by root 10. Guys, this is your final answer for this question. So this is your final answer for this question. Remember, they say do it without using a calculator. I hope you managed to get this one, guys. If there is a shorter way of doing it, I would like to know about it, guys. Okay, but I think this is a way of doing it for me. Anyway, we are done with this question. If it so happen that it's something that you missed, you can always go back to that section of the question and do it. Remember, we have timestamps here, guys. Okay, we have timestamps. You can click on the timestamp on the question that you want to do underneath there. All right, it's time for us to do the next question. Now, this is the last question of this question paper, which is 5.5. I hope you guys are ready for this one. So in this one here, they just want us to simplify, right? It's about 4 marks, nothing more. So this one here, it will require you to understand the use of 180 rule and correlation rule. So let's see if we can able to solve this one here. Okay, now guys, let's do it. So let me just write here 5.5. Let's rewrite it here on our screen here. Okay, let's rewrite it. Let's do this. So we have tan. Let's hope you're gonna have enough space, minus theta. Okay, multiplied by sine, and then 270 minus theta, right? And then we have cosec. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna fit, guys. Let me just, but it still appears there. Multiplied by cosec theta. This is theta, and then we divide by divide by sine minus theta. Okay, multiply by cot. And 90 minus theta. Okay, and then multiply by cos 180 minus theta. There we go. I hope you can able to see this, guys. Okay, so this is our question. Now we need to simplify this, guys, so we need to use the reduction. Guys, in order for you to do this one, you need to know your 180 rule and your correlation rule. Already the correlation rule I uploaded here. Let me just do this. Already the correlation rule, it is uploaded here. So I'm gonna also upload the 180 rule. That video that pops up there is the 180 rule. So whatever I will be doing here, it's from that video, the basics. All right, so let's continue. What's happening here? All right, let's continue. What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, right, let's create more spacing. Okay, so let's do it. Now let's start with tan negative theta. So negative theta, guys, where is negative theta on our cast diagram? If this is theta, if this is 0, I mean, and that is 360, negative theta, and that is 90, and that is 270. Negative theta is when you are going this direction. Okay, when you're going to this direction, which is the fourth quadrant. So tan on the fourth quadrant is going to be negative. So hence you're going to write it like this: negative theta. Okay, let's go to this one here. Now sine 270 minus theta. This is the co-ratio rule. Remember, you must go and watch that video. Now, what's the co-ratio of sine? So the co-ratio of sine is cos. But then, where is this happening? What quadrant is this? 270 minus. So if we have 270 minus, so it's going to be the third. So this is 270 minus theta. So this is the third quadrant. So sine is not positive, so it's going to be negative. And then what is the co-ratio? The co-ratio of sine is cos. Do not forget, guys, it's easy to make mistakes here. And then the cosec, it's cosec. But what you can do here, you can say 1 over. What is the reciprocal or the inverse of cosec? It's 1 over sine theta. There we go. There we go. We are fine. All right, let me just do this. I don't like doing this, but I think this is gonna be fine. And then let's look at our numerator there, our denominator. Again, we have negative theta. So where is negative theta? It's where we go this side. So this is gonna be negative theta here. So the negative theta on our cast diagram is at the fourth quadrant, and sine is negative, so this is gonna be sine theta. Okay. And then now multiply by our cot 90 minus. So guys, cot 90 minus, for the fact that we see 90 here, this is going to be the co-ratio. So what's the co-ratio of cot? It's tan. So we are fine with tan. So where is this happening? This is 90 minus. So 90 minus is the first quadrant. Remember, first quadrant, all the trigonometric ratios, they are positive here. So it's going to be tan theta. There we go for this one. And then for that one here, the last one, we have cos 180 minus theta. So this is a 180 rule. Whenever you see 180, remember, guys, it's a 180 rule. If you so happen to remember this, guys, go to those videos that I post there, guys. Go and watch those videos. Very, very important for you to solve this. All right, so multiply. So 180 minus. So with 180 minus, where is that quadrant? 180 minus is the second quadrant. This quadrant here. 180 minus theta. So the second quadrant here, we know that cos it is not positive, so it's going to be negative cos. There we go. So we continue. We are done now. We are done. So here, if we continue here, look at this. We have to change this. We can say this one. We can say the quotient. Remember the quotient identity. We can say negative sine, right? Negative sine theta. Remember for this term over cos theta. Okay, it's for this term multiplied by another negative multiplied by negative. If you multiply this is gonna give you negative cos theta over sine theta. Okay, all right, divide. Like I said, I don't like this too much confusion, but it's fine since we don't have enough space. So we're gonna have this side, we're gonna have negative sine theta. We change this as well, the quotient identity. So we're gonna have sine theta over cos theta multiplied by cos theta. Okay, so these ones are divided by 1, by the way. These ones are divided by 1. All right, let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Let's create more space and let's drag our question paper down here. All right, so let's do our question here. On the numerator, look, we have cos and cos. We're gonna give you 1, and we have sine and sine will be divided, give you 1. Negative and negative, that is gonna be positive, so it's gonna be 1. Remember this negative, that negative. So the answer here on the numerator is 1. Divide by. Now let's look at the denominator. We have cos divided by cos, right? Let's not forget this is negative. Okay, right? And then we have negative 1 multiplied by sine, which is going to give us negative sine, multiplied by negative sine, it's going to give us positive sine squared theta. So our final answer here, what is the reciprocal of, or the inverse of sine x? It's gonna be cosec x. Remember the inverses? Go and watch those videos about inverses here, guys, if you don't understand. So there will be a lot of videos, guys. Go and watch them there. So our final answer is gonna be cosec squared theta. Guys, I hope you managed to understand this one as well. This one, in order for you to understand this question, the last question, it requires you to know your 180 rule and your core ratio rule. Finally, we are done with this question paper. So this was a very, very long question paper, guys. That's why I sectioned it into each question. But then if you don't mind watching the whole question, then no problem. Guys, again, if you want to watch the video in a way, if you want to watch a certain question, I mean to say, you can just go to the timestamp and click on that timestamp, and then you watch that specific question, because I made timestamp again. And again, guys, if you haven't subscribed and you're new to this channel, subscribe to this channel, because I'll make more question papers, we'll solve more question papers, and also we're gonna do lots and lots of videos. Guys, there are lots of videos on the playlist. Go on the playlist there and watch the topic or the chapter that you want to learn about more. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Do not forget to share these videos to your friend, and also like and comment if it's anything that you like to comment about. Until next time, guys, cheers.